welcome back to the Divine Feminine Energy channel. In today's pick a card, we're looking into Greek mythology, and I love the stories of Greek mythology, and I wanted to combine it with a reading. So we're gonna see which Greek god or goddess represents you right now and why, of course. I also have a book from my trip to Greece last summer about Greek mythology, and I'm going to read a little bit. In two of the readings, I'm going to read a little bit, and in the other, I'm just going to tell the story of the Greek god or goddess that represents your energy right now. So, before we get started, a little trigger warning. These messages were quite heavy, so please use your own discernment when watching one of these readings and only take it if it resonates, and if it doesn't resonate, just leave it, okay? So pile 1 is the lovers, pile 2 is the devil, and pile 3 is the Queen of Pentacles. You can pick one or multiple of these cards, and let's get started. Hi pile 1 and welcome. Oh shit. Well, what a start. So sorry, give me 1 second. Welcome back to the Divine Feminine Energy channel. So in today's pick a card reading, I'm doing something very exciting, and I'm sorry if my energy is still a little bit, wonky. I guess since this eclipse, I'm still recovering from everything, and yeah, but I was so excited for this reading, so I really wanted to do this. We're going to look into a little bit of Greek mythology. It's one of the things I really love, and last year I went to Greece last summer, and I bought a mythology book as well, and ever since I was little, I used to go to Greece quite often because I live in the Netherlands, so it's quite close, and we used to travel through Europe a lot, and I was always fascinated by those stories, and I really wanted to incorporate that in one of my readings. So what we're going to do is we're going to look into which Greek god or goddess you represent right now, because I like to do it like right now, kind of what is coming through for you as of right now, and see the messages as well, like maybe look into their story a little bit. So for my pile 1 spirit guides, which Greek god or goddess, oh my god, why does everything keep falling on the floor? Oh, I'm gonna reshuffle because I thought 1 card dropped on the floor and I found 2, and now I'm not sure if the other one was still laying there or if the other one was supposed to come out. Okay, let's do this again. For my pile 1 spirit guides, can you please tell me which Greek god, or yes, it's the same one. Okay, I love that the same one is coming out. We have Psyche. We have the soul, the spirit, the breath of life, and the goddess with butterfly wings. And this is actually very interesting that she comes out, because there's only part of a story of her that's well known in Greek mythology, and it kind of has to do with her love with the other god, the son of Aphrodite and Eros, Eros. And if I don't pronounce it well, bear with me, I don't know. But Eros, or Eros, was basically the god of lust, the god of physical pleasures. And this story is very interesting because Psyche, your card, is really all about kind of in contrast to Eros, where he was known to be the god of the physical pleasure, of lust, of a lot of the, you know, the physical body. Psyche was this goddess that had this tremendous amount of beauty, but she represented like the psyche, the depth of our beings, the soul, all of that. And it's very interesting that she comes out in your reading, because the story between Psyche and Eros was that Aphrodite, known as, you know, the goddess of love, the goddess of beauty, in a way had some jealousy towards Psyche, because Psyche was so beautiful, and Aphrodite, you know, known for her beauty, she was kind of not that excited about Psyche, her beauty. So she sent her son, Eros, to kind of seduce her, to mislead her in a way, with, you know, Eros being this physically very attractive god, but also a bit misleading, because he was known for seeing things like the physical beauty, you know. And what happened was that when Eros was sent to mislead, so to say, Psyche, he actually fell in love with her. He fell in love with her and her depth, and, you know, the lust that Eros kind of represented was never the same, because he fell in love with more depth. And this is very interesting, because you guys are represented by this Psyche. You're represented by the deep soul that goes beyond the physical pleasures. But you also, because you have this depth to you, you know, you guys might deal, like I said, either with jealousy from others, or even you might have a bit of a superpower to make people that are very programmed or look at things in a physical way actually fall in love with your depth, you know. And even if it doesn't always feel like that, Spirit is saying like you have the power to transform, because that's what Psyche was known for. And it's a little bit weird that her story is kind of just known more in regards to Eros, and there's not that much that is said about her individually, but it's almost like that's kind of her essence being so deep, the Psyche, like being represented, our spirit representing actually things that aren't just physical, you know, that aren't just I guess tangible in such a way. But what I do love is that she was, what we do know about her from the stories is that she was represented as a goddess with the butterflies around her. And I also wrote that down, the goddess with the butterfly wings. And butterflies really represent, yes, beauty, but also transformation. So maybe right now you're going through a bit of a transformative time, but I feel like she represents you because you're always transforming and you're always kind of like leveling up on a soul level. There's such a beautiful depth to you, Palwan. So yes, the goddess that represents you right now is the Psyche. It cannot get any like deeper than that. And sadly, her story is not in my book. Otherwise, I would have written something for you. But we can choose one more god or goddess to represent you, so we can do a little bit of reading. But her story is known. You can find her story online if you're interested in it as well. So any other god or goddess that is representing Palwan right now, spirit guides? Okay, so you do have Aries, the god of war, chaos, courage, and violence, which, you know, was the father, so to say, of Eros. And what is interesting right now is that I feel like when I'm looking at these cards, I feel what's really coming through in your reading is a little bit of this chaos or destruction, kind of happening to build you up, you know? Often when we go through life and we feel like a lot of things are falling apart, you know, this is actually our soul kind of rebuilding itself. It's a little bit of that rebirthing energy that I strongly feel from your reading. And I'm in it as well. Like, I am doing these readings, but my life feels a little bit rocky right now as well. So yeah, I'm very interested to see what comes through with this message. But the thing is that I feel like you guys, with the god of war, like Eros, this is very, very interesting, because as much as he was, and I think you guys are as well, very attractive god, actually he was someone that wasn't really liked. And I'm not saying that you are not liked, I'm just saying, like, he always got a bit of a bad reputation when it came through, when it came to the Greek mythology. Like, how it was presented always kind of was in a bit of a negative way. Like, he was very a very violent god. That's kind of was the stories told, the stories kind of said about him, is that he was very violent, but he did have this very seductive air to him, where he was able to kind of seduce the most beautiful woman or beautiful goddesses, Aphrodite, you know, and they shared a love affair together. So it's very, very interesting, because I'm getting a couple things. I'm getting that maybe as I'm doing your reading right now, there is a bit of chaos surrounding you just as of right now, maybe a little bit of a tower, or just certain things feeling quite heavy in your energy. I'm also feeling like that kind of represents what's happening for you on like a soul level in your spiritual journey as of right now. I'm also seeing that you guys are such beautiful creatures on a soul level and in a physical way. You're absolutely stunning, but maybe there's even an air of sometimes people, I don't know, it could even sometimes be jealousy or anger projected towards you, because there is heaviness in this energy coming through, that you guys are dealing with, you know. And before I'm like rambling on about this, I'm just gonna see a little bit of cards, what's going on, because why we need to know this. And kind of, I feel like you guys are transmuting a lot though. I feel like you're transmuting a lot. But what is going on with my pile of wands, spirit guides? Why is Aries, and Psyche coming through? Yeah, you guys, there's also something about Aries, you know, really representing that Aries energy, like the Martian energy. And I do feel like there's a strong masculine presence that maybe you guys are kind of stepping in towards more and more as well. I do feel like if anger surfaces, it can be for a good reason. It can be to help you transform as well. But sometimes you might feel like anger or competition can surface outside yourself too. Like the story with Psyche and Aphrodite, or kind of the whole presence of Aries does represent competition in a way. And I feel like you guys aren't the type of people, like, you're a very deep person. You don't want to be competing with anyone, but maybe it's part of your journey, that sometimes you're going to be projected on, or something like this might be going on in your energy. And maybe some of you are even feeling a little bit sad about that, because it's like, what am I picking up and where is this coming from? But we have strength, you guys are stepping into your strength more with the Aries energy. You're evolving on a soul level, and you're evolving honestly quite a bit in your masculine energy too. Like you're finding your voice, you're stepping up. Sorry, like I've been a little bit of a mess, whew, since this eclipse, because maybe you guys resonate with it as well. It's like when we level up, sometimes we feel like people turn against us, or we might feel like, you know, not everyone is on our team, or we have to deal with kind of combative energies around us. And Spirit is saying you're standing into your power more. You're actually, this is the card that says tenderness. You're actually kind of, with the Psyche representing some things that we also cannot always see with the physical eye, you're actually moving towards something where there's going to be more tenderness, where there's going to be more support. But right now, I feel like you guys are shifting through an era that feels, again, very combative, or at times it even feels a little bit harsh, whether that's with the people around you or whether certain emotions are surfacing that kind of made you feel like certain people have been against you, you know, or certain energies have been against you, or almost like you weren't seen clearly for your power. Because again, in the story of Psyche, she was kind of seen as, oh wait, no, it's going to be easy to seduce her. It's going to be easy to trick her. That's kind of how she was seen, because she wasn't seen clearly. If we actually think about what happened, you know, it was like, oh, go over there. Like, she might be an easy target. And maybe you guys have often been in a situation where you have felt like people underestimated you, tried to dominate you, or kind of, yeah, that's really what I'm getting with a sense of maybe domination, or a sense of like just not being seen clearly by people. And the power that's coming through is that you guys are stepping out of it. It's like in the story of Psyche as well. She did the thing that no one expected her to do. She made the god that literally represented something physical turn soft, you know? And that's your power. Like you can transform anything and anyone that comes close to you. You know, I'm not saying people always allow themselves to be transformed, but you have that type of love that has the power to transform. But you guys are also maybe stepping into this era of your life where it's like, I'm also finding the Psyche representing almost like this inner power, and the Aries energy kind of representing like this, I'm not to be freaking effed with, you know, I'm not to be fooled, I'm not to be played. I feel like you guys are really starting to embody this more. Like the opposition here is beautiful, because we're seen as an opposition, you know, the feminine Psyche. Like, I'm not saying the Psyche is just feminine, but in my story, how I'm kind of talking about this, I'm kind of talking about the divine feminine versus divine masculine aspects of ourselves. And you guys are really integrating both, but sometimes, yeah, you guys may have been tested to really continue to stick up like for yourself, or sometimes even have to give voice to anger, or kind of have to be like in this position, like you don't want to fight anyone, you don't want to be against anyone ever, but sometimes Spirit has put you in a situation where you really needed to kind of like assert yourself, because otherwise people were always going to think that they could mislead you or they could trick you. and you're moving out of it. But maybe, like, honestly, I've been in this a little bit as well lately, and that's why sometimes it makes me a little bit sad too, because oh my god, because all that maybe you seek as well on a deeper level is just to be able to come from unity and to come from love towards people, you know. And when people act very combative towards you, maybe this is more me, maybe that's not you, but sometimes it can feel like yeah, there's no real need for that. I feel like you guys really move from a lot of love, but it's something you're learning in your journey. Like, there are going to be people not always coming from tenderness all the time towards you, and you cannot always come from tenderness towards everyone either. Like, sometimes there is a lot of power in kind of just saying, you know, fuck it. Like, if you're gonna be against me, be against me, but don't expect me to be on your team all the time. And it's difficult because it's not really what we want, right? A lot of us, like spiritual inclined people, know that, like, this division that people create, it's more of an illusion. It's more of people projecting. But okay, I can go on for a million years, but let's not do this. And we have the rose of tenderness. Honestly, for some of you, I even feel like, because you're beautiful inside and out, you might even sometimes have people, whether you realize that or not, kind of compete for you. Either you might have had this in romantic situations, or you might have had this with kind of people competing over you in one way or another. But you guys are moving towards more tenderness. It's like the way to really stick by you isn't to just come from these, you know, harsh energies. I'm not gonna go into this before just choosing a little bit more cards, okay? What's going on here for my pile one spirit guides with the beautiful Psyche? Wow, yeah, I'm not able to fake any of the energy coming through, because it's screaming. I was like, is this gonna be a love reading, really? And I'm not saying it's just gonna be love, but there is an element of connection really coming through in your readings. And the good news is, I see 6-6, I see harmony, balance, reciprocation being highlighted with the 6 of Pentacles. You guys are not going to be alone. There are going to be people supporting you, being on your team, wanting to give back to you. But the Lovers did come out, like, when I saw it, it first came out in reverse, kind of meaning that, you know, honestly, you're not meant for everyone. Not everyone is able to grasp you, because you're such a beautiful, deep soul. And often, therefore, maybe that's why you deal with a lot of projection, because you kind of show people what they're at times missing, or what they're hurting within themselves, you know. And for you guys, that has been very difficult, to maybe find people that you feel like can come from the same depth as you. And, you know, maybe also not people wanting to be with you because they want to be with you from maybe a little bit of the ego or anything like that. I really feel like you guys are on its way to be valued more and more, because you're valuing yourself more and more, and you're balancing this masculine and femininity with sorry, within yourself. Let's just see a little bit more. I feel drawn to not speak today, you know, but kind of, I don't know, maybe listen. I don't know. What's going on for my pile one spirit guides right now? All right, all right. Yeah, we have alone, but she came out in reverse. You guys aren't alone. I think that's something that I need to say, even if it feels like that. You're not. I feel like actually a lot sooner than you realize is what I'm hearing. You're attracting some new connection, but you guys might be going through a little bit of a dark night where sometimes it feels like people just kind of turn against you, or it feels like something can get clouded with, yeah, with either combativeness or maybe for some of you jealousy. Like that's kind of what it feels like. And you guys are like, honestly, I just want someone to be on my team. I want someone to be supportive towards me, and that's kind of what you guys are already working towards, but you might not be able to really see that clearly. All right, so before, let's see one more card to represent. Oh, I love this. We have feeling more sexy and sensual. You're being noticed, but more importantly, you're noticing your own beauty, right? This is kind of what is really going on, because yes, I didn't even talk about this, but now that I see this card, I'm like, oh wait, yes. Because Eros, the god of war, he was like maybe often, you know, not portrayed in the most positive way, but he had this unquestionable sexual, sensual, like air to him, you know, which made Aphrodite like fall in love with him. And then we also have your second goddess, Psyche, who again also had like this deep feminine power of seducting and transforming, let's say more transforming, honestly, the physical side of things. And that's kind of what you represent at this time right now too. I think you're very beautiful and appealing into many people's eyes right now, whether you realize that or not. Both on a physical level and on an inner level, but it's kind of something shifting there, where maybe at some given point in your life people were to maybe really try and come from you. Sorry if I mess up my words. Try and look at you in a very physically appealing way. They're seeing that there's no way to put you in a box of just the physicality of anything that you do. You know, there's no way. You're represented as the psyche, you're represented as the literal soul, as the literal, like, deepest layers of us human beings. And there is something very appealing about you that some people don't even understand maybe why it makes them feel certain ways about you, but it's because you guys are strong mirrors. You represent, you know, a lot of wounds within other people too. But I do feel like the shift or the change that's happening is that people are not going to be able to kind of come at you in a solely physical way, like the story of Psyche, you know, that she represents. And Spirit is saying, like, you're standing into your power more and more. Even if it feels like things are chaotic right now, the shift that you're making is towards being seen more clearly for the right people. It's not like you're always going to continue to be underestimated. There are going to be people that are able to see you clearly, but there's also going to be people at times that might try and, you know, either put their projections on you or insecurities or anything like that. But you guys aren't going to stay in this maybe a little bit of lonely energy, like, okay, but who is able to going to be my support system, you know? Yeah, let's just see a little bit more with the zodiac signs, what's going on. Yes, we have Taurus rising. You guys are just glowing up. You're becoming more and more beautiful towards a lot of people, but it comes from that self-worth. It comes from you guys working on your strength and not letting people, you know, mistreat you. That's where it comes from. But your energetic impact is huge, whether you realize that or not. We have the moon in, we have the moon in Leo. Both Taurus and Leo energy, it talks a lot about self-worth. It talks a lot about confidence, but also maybe even popularity. Like, you're going to be seen more, and yes, let's say, honestly, the more light can attract more shadow as well, you know? But you're also gonna find your support system. I feel like I need to continue to say that. Yeah, we have Mercury in Gemini, Aries rising. Hey, we have Aries. Love that. You're rising a little bit in your own masculine energy, or maybe even for some of you attracting masculine energies. That doesn't mean just males, but masculine energies that maybe feel a little bit more balanced with your energy. But at the same time, it's because you're building that masculinity within yourself. Spirit is sometimes putting you in situations where it's like, are you going to be able to freaking, you know, stand up for yourself when you really need to? Because even though you want, in general, you just want unity with people, you just want support, but sometimes we need to be able to have a healthy connection with our own masculinity, you know, we just do. Even as more feminine, like we both are masculine and feminine, but I guess we have people, you know, more divine feminine and others more divine masculine. We still need to learn to balance that within ourselves. Probably don't have to tell you that because I know you guys are aware of it. But with the Pisces rising, this harshness that maybe you feel from people or things towards you right now, it's not going to stay like that forever. I think that's the ultimate message here. There are some things hidden in your energy. There are some things that I feel are there that I cannot tap into. Also why you have the Psyche card. But what I do see is Spirit really coming through strong. You can transform people, ultimately still with the willingness from themselves to kind of transform too. But sometimes you can also trigger people because of that power that you have, you know. And some people are gonna fight for you and want to be with you, and some people are gonna like put their aggressions towards you because it reflects something that they're not comfortable with within themselves. It doesn't say anything about you. You're beautiful. And I feel like maybe for some of you both is going on right now. You have people kind of trying to fight for your attention in a way. I see it and I don't, like, I say it but I don't see it. Maybe some of you resonate with that a little bit as well. But you also have sometimes people that are fighting with themselves because of your wisdom, because of your depth. It's like they want to fight with you. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm getting, but ultimately what your guides want you to know is that just like the mythological stories of Psyche, is that she was so beautiful and she was just as she was, like she was so beautiful just as she was, that she could attract anything to her, you know. She attracted love to her in a very, very not so expected way. So maybe you guys will as well. But it was because she knew that she is the universe, she is spirit, she is life itself. So you guys, your beauty is astonishing in multiple ways. And even people trying to turn against you, it actually just reflects your power. You know, it just reflects that you guys are more than some people can grasp. And that at times makes people turn against you because they're turning against themselves in a way. It's almost impossible to put into words, but I'm going to close up your reading here. Sorry if this was a little bit heavy emotionally, but yeah, I just keep hearing some things are hidden though. Some things are hidden though. So I'm very excited to see what's really going on, all beyond the surface. But to close off your reading, things are happening for a reason. You're very, very protected. You're very, very loved, okay? Thank you so much for watching Part 1, and hopefully I'll see you in one of my other readings. Bye. Hi Part 2, welcome back to the Divine Feminine Energy channel, or if you're new here, welcome. So we're doing something very exciting today that I haven't really done before. I'm combining Greek mythology with my readings because I love Greek mythology, I love the stories, and I'm just very interested in kind of sometimes trying some new things, you know, teaching you guys about some other things that I find to be very interesting as well. So we're gonna see which Greek god or goddesses represents you right now, or is kind of like working with you, and then we're just gonna build on the message and see what likes to come through. I also have this book representing some of the stories, so if I feel drawn to, I might read a little bit for you guys as well. But let's see, without any further ado, what Greek god or goddess is kind of representing you guys right now for my Pile 2 spirit guides. Wow. We have Hades, king of the underworld. He was, he was represented in Roman mythology as Pluto, you know, and for a lot of you that I know are like me and are really into astrology as well, again, Pluto is honestly makes sense, the underworld, you know, it really, You know what's difficult, because I feel it in today's reading. I didn't even feel like maybe I was supposed to read today, but I was so excited about this topic. But it really feels like certain things are hidden, you know? So I'm only able to read as much as comes through, honestly. But again, Pile 2, certain things might be hidden for you, you know, with the underworld in particular. So, yes. And what was very interesting is that with Hades, so you have Zeus, you have Poseidon and Hades, and they were all given one part of the, how do you say it? One of the elements of the universe to rule, and kind of Hades was given the underworld to rule, like Zeus was given the sky and Poseidon was given the sea. So I'm going to read a little bit more, because the underworld often is associated with, you know, hell or darkness, anger. I don't know. It's coming through in the reading, so maybe a little bit of that Plutonian energy, which is often seen as destructive, but often that destructive energy can be one of the most powerful energies that there is, because yeah, like the Scorpionic Plutonian energy, what is working with you right now, it's kind of like this rebirth, this building up something by sometimes having to destroy layers either of ourselves that don't work anymore, or layers of our lives that don't work anymore. Let's read a little bit about the story in regards to what the book says. You know what's even interesting? That Hades, there's again an element of sometimes feeling like maybe you're not included. Because I read yesterday, I was just doing some readings. Originally, Hades wasn't even included as one of the Olympian gods. That's what I read. He wasn't even fully included in something. So maybe you guys have even dealt with a part with feelings of exclusion. But nowadays, when we look at Pluto or when we look at Hades, it's actually seen, as much as it gets a bad reputation or a dark reputation, it's seen as one of the most powerful elements, you know, in a birth chart as well. So I think that represents kind of you guys as well, often misread, misunderstood, excluded, but there's so tremendous amount of power that you are maybe never supposed to stand where everyone else was standing, especially maybe in this specific point of your life. Okay? Pluto, Hades. Although he is one of the main gods, the son of Cronus and Rhea and brother to Zeus and Poseidon, because he didn't reside in Olympus but in the underworld, he isn't included in the Olympian pantheon. That's what I said, right? He wasn't included. Aided by demons, he ruled over the dead, who were forbidden to leave his kingdom. The only mortals ever to have entered Hades and returned did so under special conditions associated with the romantic and heroic figures of Heracles, Orpheus, Theseus, Odysseus, and it's like Aeneus, but I don't know how to pronounce it, and I was about to say Odysseus and Anus, but it's not Anus. Anus, I don't know. Oh my god. Why am I like that? Okay. Sorry. This is just so random. The underworld was a huge cavernous space surrounded by the waters of the Styx, by which the gods swore their unbreakable oaths. The river Archeron, across which Charon ferried the souls of the dead, the fiery river, and the river of pain and lamentation. Wow. Okay, so this kind of goes on. Naturally, Pluto was not among those loved by both men and gods, and for that reason there were neither sanctuaries nor temple devoted to him, men not being over-eager to meet him, while when they did sacrifice black animals to him out of fear, every 100 years or so they kept their heads turned and dug trenches so that the blood would soak to the depths of the earth. Wow. Okay, like, long story short, apart from my slip-ups, Pluto or Hades, in regards to Greek mythology, let's talk about Hades. He wasn't praised a lot. He was often feared, and the underworld, like we saw in the book, there was a lot of, it was the death. It was kind of represented like hell, there was a lot of darkness that was represented in the story about Hades. So maybe you guys are going through a little bit of a darkness within yourself, a dark night of the soul. But what I love is that we get to talk about Pluto, because Pluto in astrology, the more modern way of looking at this, isn't just destruction. It's actually often associated with our greatest power to transform. So I love that we get to look at it in such a way where maybe sometimes the things that destroy us the most can build us up the most. That's kind of the contradiction that is so powerful that is happening in your energy as of right now. It's a theme that's coming out strong, that we're going through maybe a little bit of a darker period in our lives, or it feels like certain things are falling apart, or we feel like we're not included, we feel like we might not be as liked. But sometimes that exact thing is where our superpower lays. That exact thing is where we're building. Let me know, because I love astrology. I love any more knowledge on any mythologies as well. But where's your Pluto? Like, for example, my Pluto is in the 3rd house in Sagittarius. It means that throughout my life, I will go through deaths and rebirths when it comes to my communication center, as well as like my belief systems. So sometimes those areas of my life are challenged, but I will be building up. Even the 3rd house can even talk about some social components. I will continue to build and continue to find more and more power through the spoken word, the written word. But at the same time, through my words, it's often where I'm misunderstood. It's often where I'm met with darkness or projections from other people as well. Wait, I need to chart. Woo! Yeah, so because Pluto is coming through so strong in your reading, you might want to check out where it is in your birth chart, what area in your birth chart, or what is kind of going through death and rebirth right now, okay? A whole lot of talk, but now let's get some more messages. I love this reading because it's so informative, and we get to maybe learn some new things in not just like reading for you guys, but also like information. Whoa. Okay, pile 2, spirit guides. Yes. We have removal, something being swept out of your life, sometimes feeling like it's harsh or feeling like it's difficult, whether that's emotional or literal things falling away from your life. That is what I'm feeling for you, pile 2. Yes, we have blockages. Sometimes I cannot pronounce words. Doesn't matter. Something that's kind of been an emotional block or a block in your life, even if it felt like it was an illusion, that it was maybe good for you, but it's kind of being swept away from your life right now. This Plutonian energy, sometimes we can feel fear, sometimes we can feel darkness, but what your guides want you to know, it's functioning for your highest good right now. Anything that's kind of being swept away or removed, whether that's strong emotions or whether that's people, situations, jobs, it's functioning for your highest good, you know? And Plutonian energy, it was always looked at as something so dark, but at the same time, these processes of death and rebirth, they served such a purpose of bringing new things in again, you know? So we have the card of longevity. Again, I'm just gonna read what I can, because when we have an energy like this, Plutonian energy, there's gonna be things hidden, okay? There's gonna be things that no matter how psychic you are, doesn't matter. There are gonna be things that we aren't able to see. But with the longevity card, the message here is that whatever is falling apart or moving away from you right now, or purging from you. It's gonna help you to go towards more stability. It serves a purpose. It serves a purpose, and that's what you need to know, because we have understanding, and we see this woman, literally this tree is blossoming from her, you know, and that is beautiful, because some of these blockages in your life are being removed right now, or you're asked to remove some things from your life. Spirit is saying we're replacing it with something with more like longevity, more stability. I don't know why I did this. I don't know. Okay, sorry. And with more growth. We're removing the blockages that aren't for your growth, that kind of are, why do I keep doing that? That are kind of like keeping you, maybe the things that have felt like they were keeping you stuck. Maybe I even hear the component of fear. Sometimes when we go through awakenings, we go through ascensions, or sometimes just in general as highly sensitive people, fear plays an aspect in our lives, you know, even more so I think than, you know, less sensitive people. I don't want to make generalizations, but all I can say is that being so sensitive to everything that's going on sometimes can also come with extra feelings of anxiety. So if you're experiencing it right now, Spirit is kind of letting you know, we got you. There is a feeling of support and understanding coming your way. Whether that's from your guides or whether they're helping you like to get you towards things that you can kind of keep with you for the long run, that you feel like you can grow with, people, situations. Let's see a little bit more about that before I keep blabbering on. For some of you, I feel like this could even be a little bit when it comes to your job or money, where it feels like I don't know what I'm doing, things aren't seeming to go right. Things are actually starting to fall into place. Pile 2, Spirit Guides. What's going on? Why is Pluto, Hades, really representing as their Greek? Yeah, we have the devil. Oh my god, like there's some spooky yuki shit going on here. I need to stop swearing, by the way. I can't stop swearing. I don't know what's going on. Wow, guys. Okay, wait. I'm gonna take these 3 cards. Look at this, just the symbolism alone. We have the 2 of Swords. She's blinded. Some things are not seen clearly. You know, Hades was represented by the 3-headed dog, I believe. But even I feel that when I'm going through a massive death, rebirth, often crows are very much of a strong symbolism of this Plutonian or tower energy, however you want to call it. And for the last couple of days, there were crows here. I swear to God, like they were fighting, or they were, I don't know, I want to say they were either fighting or, I cannot say that right. They were either fighting or making love. I don't know. They were like going at it. I don't know what they were doing, but it was heavy. Sometimes it's so funny to me because even we look at the scorpionic energies, Plutonic energy, right? Even sex is very much associated with it as well. So I don't know, maybe there is a part of that coming up for you as well. I don't know, maybe looking into, maybe a little bit of a sexual ascension or awakening or something like that could be true. Because I'm seeing that with the devil and then the 5 of Wands. Why? Again, there's only going to be part of this energy that I'm going to be able to read. I'm just saying it honestly because there's a lot going on. There's a lot hidden from you, but there's a lot felt at the same time. Things are felt that aren't able to be seen with the physical eye. What a freaking reading it is. But with the devil, again, it symbolizes at times like this, it can either in tarot represent things that aren't so good for us, represent illusions, but it can also represent like obsession or very strong sexual like attraction, you know? So for some of you, I feel that maybe, yeah, there is maybe a sexual component of you guys, maybe, yeah, there's just more of that energy coming towards you. Whatever that is could be different for anyone, but I feel like you guys are really seen in a way where this is so relatable a little bit to pile 1 as well, where people might even kind of notice you more than you realize, where underlying competition may be going on. There is something really going on that you can pick up on, and maybe you want to watch pile 1 as well, because it talked about sometimes people energetically, or in what way, maybe even when it comes to lovers, competing with you, because the 5 of Wands to me always, it kind of talks about competition or comparison, but something is hidden, something is not coming to the surface just yet, but it's felt. And you guys might feel like, why does it feel like certain things are turning against me, or what is really going on? Maybe you guys are even going through either some shadow within yourself or reflecting shadows in other people. What's going on? Yeah, but you guys are going through a glow up too. Maybe even you have been either asserting yourself more, or you have been kind of just on a, wow, this is so difficult for me to explain because I cannot fully see it again, but you guys are being seen and recognized by people without you noticing it. For some people that recognize you, they even aren't always coming from the best energy, but there's, what is going on? Can we get anything about this? Is there anything that can be clarified? Give me a second. Doors are opening and we have a lot of the heart chakra energy coming through. Do you guys feel this energetic heaviness on you that sometimes feels like it isn't just from other people? Are you purging from the heart chakra? I feel my heart right now. But we have doors are opening. Through this chaotic energy, something good is going to come from it. Something good is going to come from it that you're not able to see right now. I'm not really fully able to see it right now, but something good, Spirit is saying something good is going to come from it. Something that is going to bring you more longevity. So what is the guidance here? What is it that yeah, let's see one more card for you guys, pile 2. What is the guidance here? Luck is on your side and believe in the impossible. Something that feels very dark is gonna shift into something very lucky. That is basically what we're hearing right now. Something good is gonna come of it. So whether that's in your career, you're feeling a lot of darkness, or you're feeling combativeness, or whether it's in love, or whether it's in friendship, Spirit is saying we're not letting you see it clearly before divine timing is gonna allow this to unfold for you, but trust that we're working in your favor. Trust that we're helping you to go towards more stability, more understanding, and growth. It's happening in your favor. Let's close it off with some zodiac signs, right? For my pile 2. Wow. You have almost the same zodiac signs as... Yeah. Okay. We have a couple of the same as pile 1, so you might want to check both out. But we have Mercury in Gemini. Something might be communicated to you. Something I feel like might be made clear for you when it needs to be made clear. Maybe in conversations you've kind of dealt with people where you felt like, why is there this competition or combativeness, or why is this opposition in a way going on? And I feel like you guys are getting out of this, and communication is going to be more understanding, and there's going to be more support coming your way. This serves a purpose though. It serves a purpose of bringing something that's supposed to come together. And we have Venus in Aquarius, Venus in Capricorn. Yeah, there have been people kind of maybe lacking the emotional support that you've been seeking, towards you. Maybe judgment or something like that. You might have triggered people, their own issues as well. And you're going to go towards a bit more of the bright side of this energy, where you are going to find support and connection, is what I feel with the 11th house. Again, it talks about a community. It talks about multiple energies are on your energy right now. Multiple energies are on your energy. And sometimes in this reading, it feels like multiple energies sometimes make you feel like they're against you rather than they're supporting you. But I feel like what's going to turn around is that you're also going to find multiple energies to be supporting you. It's not just going to be people against you. It's also going to be people that are going to be able to build with you and grow with you. Luck is on your side. I think a lot of you have been wanting to build this. More light often attracts more darkness, We have Virgo rising and we have Aries rising. Yeah, you might feel this anger component. I don't know if we talked about it enough, but maybe you even feel this anger component. And you're like, where is this coming from? What's going on? Why? What's going on? Because people might feel extra judgy towards you right now or something like that. And you're like, what's going on, dude? Like, I keep hearing what's going on. But the anger is going to result in some sort of powerful change. That's what Plutonian energy is so powerful. Often is not talked about enough, how sometimes these feelings of rage or these feelings of anger or these feelings of shifts, heavy shifts that feel very intense, can help us shift in towards a new direction that is often better for us. And that's what's happening underneath the surface for you right now. Sorry if this reading again was a little bit vague, but it's the best that I can do with what I'm allowed to read right now. Alright, pile 2, thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and let me know in the comments down below, and hopefully I'll get to see you again on one of my other readings. Bye! Hi pile 3, welcome to the Divine Feminine Energy channel. So in today's pick a card reading, oh my god, my throat chakra as well. There's a lot going on energetically, you guys, at least in the readings thus far. So bear with me, please bear with me. We're going to look into which Greek mythological god or goddess is working with you right now, or is your energy represented by right now. And 1 and 2 kind of overlapped a little bit. So I'm very excited if pile 3, there's again a similar energy going on or something else. My throat hurts right now. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's significant for your reading. Like I feel it, like maybe something feeling like restricted from speaking to you. Yeah, I felt that. Oh my god. Let's just get started before I'm like pass out. No, just kidding. Let's see what's going on. Pile 3, Spirit. Which Greek gods or goddesses is representing now? I swear to God, everything is falling through the ground. Wait. Oh my god. I'm alive. Okay, wait. I need to reshuffle this. Because now everything is there, plus a couple of my hairs, plus a bunch of shit that fell on the ground. Oh my god. I swear to God. Okay, pile 3, Spirit Guides. Which Greek god or goddess is representing their energy right now? I swear that the energies overlap, but it's okay. We have Eros, the god of fleshly pleasure, lust, sex, playful yet strong character. Alright? So I love it because it's funny because in the Roman mythology, Eros is represented as Cupid. And we know Cupid as, shooting his arrow towards people to make them kind of like fall in love or really like lust over each other. Well, Cupid, I feel like it's a little bit more romanticized than the story of Eros, because Eros, actually in Greek mythology, Eros is the son of Eros and Aphrodite. Eros is the god of war, and Aphrodite is the goddess like of love and beauty. And they had an affair, and their offspring, to use the terms, was Eros. And Eros was this god of pleasure in a lustful, sexual, physical way that he was really known for. And the story that is most known in Greek mythology was when Eros fell in love with Psyche. And when Eros fell in love with Psyche, Psyche representing the depth, the soul, the breath of life, the spirit, in a way he lost a little bit of that pure physical look towards potential love interest, because he fell in love with the soul. He fell in love on a deeper level, which is a beautiful story, one of my favorite stories of the Greek mythology. But Eros was so seductive in a way where he had this very strong character. He was very playful, very, very attractive, very good looking, but he also had a strong character. Like, he didn't allow anyone to kind of fool around with him. I really like his story. Maybe we can read a little bit of Eros, but is Eros in here? I think Eros is in my book. I got this book from my trip to Greece last summer, and I'm gonna read a little bit about Eros. Okay? Eros, illegitimate fruit of the union of Eros and Aphrodite. He was known as the god of fleshly pleasure. The ancients imagined him as a little naked boy with golden wings and a bow in his hand, shooting arrows at the hearts of both men and gods. He awoke their passions, and according to 𝐕𝐈𝐑𝐋, their unconquerable love, which can be distinguished as having both holy and negative elements, giving rise as it does on the one hand to everything good and pleasurable, and on the other hand to the greatest suffering and ruin. Yeah, that's often where love was associated with in these mythological stories, you know, like to really fall in love, which is quite deep, could actually symbolize suffering. Damn. The god was beautiful, amusing, happy, and playful, but his arrows were fiery, and he was not to be toyed with, because as the son, an instrument of Aphrodite, he punished whoever failed to show them respect or neglected to honor them in the appropriate way. Many portray also of the god show him mounted on a dolphin or lion, symbols of his playful yet strong character. He also sometimes appears as a dazzling, beautiful, athletic adolescent, the embodiment of youthful beauty, masculinity, and sexual potency. The Romans refer to him as Cupid. Yeah. Okay, I love this character because it symbolizes, you guys, a very strong pile 3. As of right now, you guys have this energy that a lot of people are attracted to. Eros, a bit of your sexual power, your seductive power. It's even an asteroid in astrology. So if you want, you can even look up where this asteroid Eros is in your birth chart, as it could even give you more information about, for example, in regards to what house, like what area of your life is this sexual, playful, potent power really represented the most. But like in today's reading, you guys are represented as this beautiful, powerful energy of being attracted but not to be freaking played with, like they said in the story, not to be toyed with. And I'm like, yeah, I felt that. And I love it because that's kind of how you're coming through in today's reading. Often you guys may have dealt with people seeing you maybe as this pleasurable, youthful, fun-loving, sexually attractive person, which you are. But in today's reading, I feel there's a lot of emphasis on that, not to be toyed with, not to be messed with, not to be underappreciated for the power that you hold, you know? That's coming through. So I love that, because even in all the readings, there is so much emphasis on power, in whether it's represented by one god or the other. There's overlapping messages about us finding our power, us really going through maybe a significant transformation in our lives, where we make room for even more power to reside, for people to see us, not just people, but for ourselves as well, to see us more clearly. Okay, so I'm just going to pull a couple more cards. Yeah, because even at the bottom of the deck, we again have Ares, his father, the god of war. There's a lot of masculinity coming through in this reading in particular. So maybe you're really stepping into your masculinity right now, or maybe, you know, you're even viewed in this particular moment as someone powerful, yet like very attractive also through other people, their eyes. Spirit guides, what's going on with Eros in pile 3? Can we please know a little bit more? I even feel a little bit nauseous. Okay, jealousy. I swear all the readings are going to overlap a little bit. Why do I keep saying that? I don't know. I'm gonna only take these 2 cards, okay? Because I feel jealousy, and in a way, when I see the trophy, it's almost like competition. I don't know what's going on with the readings today. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna try to honestly not give too much attention away to negative aspects, but the fact that it's coming through makes me feel like we need to talk about it a little bit. We need to kind of become aware of what great transformation sometimes can attract when it comes to shadow as well, you know, because I feel like Spirit is kind of wanting me to talk about it at least a little bit, but I feel the heaviness in my whole body. So I'm gonna keep it as concise as I can. You guys going through this transformation, stepping into your more power, what is basically happening is that sometimes with this great power, other forms of jealousy can also be jealousy of competition can also be present when someone is elevating, leveling up, like doing better for themselves. And maybe that's kind of what's going on underneath your energy right now. You know, that's all I'm really gonna say because it gives me a freaking headache. But in Dutch, this card means fulfillment. So it kind of means that some people might have seen you as someone that if they felt like, you know, if I could get with a beautiful woman or I could get with a beautiful man, then it would be almost like a victory. It would be a prize. It would be fulfilling in such a way. But you guys are realizing that you're not someone to be driven by competition or matters of the ego, you know, and that's something that you realize, but it isn't always something. I need to sneeze. I don't need to sneeze. It isn't always something that other people are equally driven by. And maybe that's something that you guys have been feeling around you, like what is going on? Combativeness, competition, what's freaking going on, okay? Well, Spirit, what the frick is going on? Pile 3 with the Eros card. J. Yeah, we have the 3 of Swords. We have like a little crying. Sorry. Sometimes I get super annoying. Okay. Wow. We have the 6 of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. You guys are represented as such. You guys are represented as someone that, again, with the 6 of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, yes, I feel 2 scenarios. Maybe you're starting to make more money, you're starting to do better for yourself, and you're challenged more with people trying to bring you down or anything like that. But this to me talks about self-worth as well. You guys have been prioritizing equal reciprocation, seeing things clearly for what it is, and, you know, not letting people toy you, in the famous words of Eros, toy you or think you're to be played with just because you're this creature that, you know, maybe on the outside has a little bit of a youthful, playful energy to them. It's not to be mistaken for weakness. With the Queen of Pentacles, you guys are stepping into this era of wealth and worth within yourself. And also, like, independence, like you don't need anyone. Doesn't mean you don't want to be surrounded by good people. We all do. Let's be honest. We all want to find good supportive energies. But you guys know I don't need anyone. You're leveling up. You're becoming more and more abundant on an inner level, on an outer level. And some people get pressed because it reflects something within them. And you might be picking up on it extra much so currently, right? Let's just keep these readings a little bit, because I cannot say everything. I cannot say everything because certain things are hidden, yeah? In every single one of these readings, certain things are hidden, certain things are hidden. I keep saying that. You look expensive, luxury, wealth. Yes, you look expensive. That's it. You guys are starting to look more expensive, attract more and more stability for yourself. Yeah. And we have, if you're gonna make me cry with laughter. Maybe people even see that through, with the dark night of the soul, through the darkness you've been through, you're continuing to level up into more light, you know? People feel like maybe you're unbreakable, which is not, I think we all, even as very spiritual beings, like we go through a lot of difficult times too, you know, especially when we go through these heavy transformations. I think sometimes there's a little bit of illusion when it comes to how people see you, like, oh, they just live in glory all the time. No, it's more like you guys have been actively improving on your mindset, like actively improving on understanding that things happen for a reason, and you're so protected and loved that you guys trust in the universe so much more through every awakening that you're going through. And your guides are so proud of you for that. And you're going to find people around you that aren't going to like want to bring you down, okay? Or are going to want to project onto you. This, if you're gonna make me cry with laughter, I read it because it's kind of your, as well as mine, because when I was writing it, it was like this energy of, we go through pain. Every single one of us, you know, goes through pain, but when it comes to the type of people that we want to have around us, okay, I made this sentence so not, that's so not what I wanted to say. Can I like, and do it again? Sorry, I said there was a little bit of throat chakra energy, you know, and if I feel a little bit of throat chakra energy, sometimes I say things that I don't mean. Okay, let me do it again. What I wanted to say is, when I wrote, if you're gonna make me cry with laughter, it was kind of this energy of having people around you that aren't out there to kind of make you cry or make you fall, like put you down, bring their jealousy onto you. It's like they want to make you cry with laughter. They want to make you happy. They want to see you be good. They want to see you succeed, you know? And that's, I feel, what a lot of you guys have been seeking. Honestly, support, like wanting to see each other succeed, actual like bonding in a strong, supportive way, in partnerships, in friendships, it doesn't matter. And that's what you guys are desiring and are manifesting, because we even have your manifestation is coming very soon. And for a lot of you, I feel like that's what your manifestation about. Support, you know, genuine support, not opportunistic, but genuine. And the Three of Swords in reverse is kind of like underlying, maybe people get upset about your success, or maybe you sometimes feel upset when you realize that, yeah, that all of a sudden there's a cloud of combativeness overcoming your connections or your career or something else, and you're like, damn, I thought we was kind of like coming from love and growth and support here. Guess not. Okay, let's see a little bit more. Oh, wait, I already pulled your zodiac signs, but I wanted to pull one of these cards first. So let's do one of these cards. Pile 3 with Eros. What's going on? Yeah. A difficult cycle is coming to an end or to closure. We're helping you find your place in this world. Inclusion, safety. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles. I think a lot of you, what you just want to prioritize is to feel safe, to feel supported, to feel at peace within either your job or with the people around you. It's just like that is what is coming towards you more and more, okay? Through these heavy energies, some shift is taking place, some cycle is closing out. We have Virgo, Mercury. Yeah, you guys have been judged. You guys have been dealing with people that, I guess, projected some unhealed parts of their life onto you. We have Aries, Mars. Yeah, this is hot. Like every power is hot because the energy is hot. And what do I mean with hot? Yes, you guys are glowing up. This kind of this powerful anger and underlying kind of rebirthing energy is making room for something better. That's what's going on. So if you feel anger, if you feel it, whether it's from you or whether you feel from other people, you're not crazy. It's what's going on right now. It's going on in every reading. What is going on? Why is this going on? God, I cannot tell you exactly what, why, how, when, where, but what I can tell you is that it serves a purpose to get you towards this energy. More reciprocation, more support, more safety, security. That's what your guides are saying. We have your back. Certain things are not seen, but we have your back. And we have the 12th house and the first house. It's like you're dangling between closing out a cycle and starting out a new one. You know, it's rebirth. This reading talks about a massive rebirth going on. But you're coming out stronger. You're coming out being even more of a leader, of someone that doesn't take any shit, you know? So don't, because you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing. You're on the right track. But all this fire coming up, it's gonna serve a transformative purpose. You know, that's what I can say. So yeah, these stories have been a little bit intense, but hopefully you guys did enjoy it, and we can do maybe another one of these readings if you like it as well. All right, thank you so much for watching pile 3, and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and let me know in the comments down below, and hopefully I'll get to see you again on one of my other readings. Bye.